Okay, good
Good morning,
morning, all
everybody.
ladies and all gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Okay, so first thing first, if you are here at 10:50 a.m., you're on time. If you're there after that, you're late. I had said last time that we must log in at 10:50 and starting at 11, and now Arun has just come at 11 and we still have three more people to come in. Now, that's not really fair. I will very strongly urge, because I'm not going to wait for anyone. It is your money, your time, your life, your goals. I'm a party to it. I'm committed to help you. But if you don't want to help yourself, if you don't show up, the first step to success, you can write down if you want to, is to show up. To show up. You should be there. If you don't show up on time and don't make it a habit, it's going to be a little tough. So please, let this be the last time that I have to say this. You're all senior, respected, responsible people on a journey of becoming world-class leaders. You can't afford to be coming late. So let's begin by first introducing my friend Sudhanshu Mishra. Sudhanshu, raise your hand so everyone knows. So Sudhanshu is one of my students of Train the Online Trainer, as also the BLA. I don't know whether he's done time management and goal setting also, I'm not too sure. So he's been with me for almost a year, and here he is representing my team. So he is an extension of the team, and he's volunteered to take on this task on every Sunday to help us consolidate and make sure that we don't miss out on anything and give me the support. So Sudhanshu, thank you for giving me this support voluntarily. Okay.
It's a pleasure.
Now, let's begin. I don't want to waste any time because we have got lots to cover today. And I may like to caution you right now that today may be one of the Sundays where we may go even up to 2 hours. So if you have something happening before 1 o'clock, please send out messages and say there's an emergency. Treat it as an emergency. I'm not going to be there for lunch. I'm not coming for shopping at 11 o'clock because everything else can wait. But your goals cannot wait, right? So let's begin. Is there anyone who's really in a hurry, who thinks that up to 1 o'clock, we may finish by 12:30, but I don't want to rush it up and I want to give myself, I have at least blocked my 2 hours to make sure that I give you the value I want to give. Whether you're prepared to receive that value or not is your choice. So I don't see anyone saying that you're in a hurry to get back before 1 o'clock. Good, thank you so much. Right, so here we go with the screen. Okay. Right, so the first thing we are going to do is a little review and recap. I want to, here emphasize a few things, and whether you take screenshots or you write down these, it is important. First thing I want to, in my review, give you a few reminders. Okay. The first is, I want all of you right now to write in the chat box on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you happy with your assignments? So we have had assignments for 2 weeks. If you think you have done your assignments 100%, from the stranger's secret to all the assignments that I gave you, if you have done them absolutely like to your heart's content, then you are at 10. And if you have not even touched them, you are at 1 or 0. So actually it should be from 0 to 10, not 1 to 10. But I guarantee you that something at least you have thought about, if didn't write down. So therefore we will take it as 1 to 10. So please write down in the chat box. I want to see Where are you on your assignments in your satisfaction level? So nobody else is going to judge you. Here in this, you are going to be your own judge. Subbu says 8, which I'm very happy about. Yogesh, 3 is not good, but I can understand that your father was not well. How is he now?
Yeah, it's better now. He's back home and he's recovering.
Okay. So
Good to
Vijay
hear
is
you,
7.
Yogesh.
I would like all of you to see if you can pull yourself up to 10. I want to just remind you that you have taken out from your bank a good amount of money and invested in this program. You have deprived your family of your 2 hours of time on a Sunday, every Sunday for 24 Sundays. Then don't do this disservice to yourself by not making the best use of it. हिंदी में कहते हैं वसूल करो, पूरा उसका वैल्यू वसूल करो, so that the 90,000 rupees that you spent, you get value of every rupee, and that's my aim. But if I give you value and you say मेरे को चाहिए ही नहीं, I'm not coming, I'm not there, so it'll not work, right? So the next is, I want you to ask yourself that in these 2 weeks, have I been able to set a routine? Have I been able to do a little bit of readjustment on my Sunday program? Do I have my routine set now? Have I created time for about 6 to 10 hours in the week for my assignments, or am I still going ad hoc? How many of you have been able to set aside some time every day, let's say about an hour or 2 for your assignments, homework, and you see, what I give you as assignments is what I think you should be doing. But how many of you agree that when you go through these, you say, I don't know this at all. So let's say one of you knows something, but the other one doesn't know anything. That other one who doesn't know anything about that particular subject, don't you think you need to be investing more than just the assignments? Would you like to go to Google and check up? Would you like to put in the action lab and say, hey guys, I haven't understood this. And if you haven't understood this and nobody else in the group can help you, I'll come and pitch in. And now we'll have Sudhanshu. Now Sudhanshu is also a coach. He's also been in the corporate for a long time, and he will also be able to pitch in. So we will be able to help you, right? So please set a routine if you have not done that. Today, please take it upon yourself, promise yourself one gift, and that is, I'm going to set my routine for the next 6 months. And I want you to make that a habit so that even after the 6 months, you may alter your routine, but there's a routine that you're following. It is not ad hoc, today something and tomorrow something else. Consistency. I would like you to fix those hours and say consistently, day after day, have I set my affirmation? Have I done this? Everything should be a part of your routine and done consistently. How about your interaction with your buddy? Again, on a scale of 1 to 10, please write down what has been the interaction with your buddy. Are you satisfied? Were you able to spend time? Or have you not been able to contact your buddy in the week at all? Let me see in the chat box what your answers are. Interaction with the buddy, come on. I don't see anyone as yet. You have to be quick on your reactions on the keyboard. Hello. Hi, I'm in my session. You know, Sunday is my session. And if you want to come sometimes and just say something about your game book, you can do that. So say half an hour from now, half an hour after now, and same link that I've been giving you for my Zoom, which is my phone number. Meeting ID is my phone number. I took this call because it was from Anirudh, who has designed the game book. And he will come after half an hour and you can have a direct chat with him if you have any questions, or he'll like to explain to you why he designed the workbook like that. Okay. So 5, as we were not able to meet up, my buddy did ping me once to complete my affirmation, which was good. Not good enough. You should have interacted many times. 7, yes, it was over WhatsApp and voice calls, but we were not able to meet up. See, at the moment, we are not very concerned about your meeting in person. That may not be even possible. As long as you people are interacting on Zoom or at least chatting on WhatsApp or making phone calls, that would be good. So please boost it up. I'm not happy with anyone. You have to be much, much better off with your buddy interaction. Right? Game book and notes. Again, 1 to 10. Please tell me, have you got familiar with the game book? Have you started making your notes? Where are you on that in your progress? Give me a figure, and then if there's a sentence. So Yogesh, again, you have to make it up better. Game book 5, notes 8, good. So from today onwards, I want you to be conscious and make up for all these deficiencies so that you are not cheating yourself. Don't cheat yourself because you spend money and you're not getting the value of it. So it'll be cheating yourself. Cheating others is bad, but cheating yourself is worse. No? Do you agree? Now, commitment versus actions. So I said people want to become good leaders, want to achieve goals. Want is nothing. Want, everyone wants. There's nobody who doesn't want success. There's nobody who doesn't want happiness. Everyone does. But are you committed? And once you're committed, are you taking actions? I'm going to go over that slide once again, where I told you that awareness leads to choices, leads to action, leads to results. Okay, now I'm going through a little recap for you. So I'm not going to go through these slides, but I'm just trying to refresh your mind that this is first we talked about your world-class life, your ideal life, your desired life. What do you want to live your life like? Then we went further and talked about what I just told you, awareness to choices, to actions, to results. Then we planned a journey. You remember? We planned a journey from Mumbai to Delhi by car. We went to break out rooms and all that. So I want you to remember that. Then we made a plan. And we discussed this plan as to how are you going to plan that journey. And then we related that journey to our life, where we talked about that the car, the vehicle is your job, your business, your passion. The driver is you. The fuel is your inspiration, your why. How strong is your why? And the direction is a mentor or coach. And for these 6 months, I am your coach, I am your mentor, and I will navigate you. I will help you to see that you are on the correct route. Whenever you are deviating, I will be there to warn you and tell you that you are off the track. And then I will help you come back onto the track. Then we talked about where am I going, and you remember this slide. So I'm not going to go into details, but you must remember the 5 parameters. And there I came to a conclusion that direction is more important than speed. If you go slow, you may reach your destination late, but you will reach it. But if you go very fast, but the direction varies, you will never reach your goal. So don't sacrifice direction for speed. Don't be in a hurry to increase your speed or press the accelerator if you're not on the right highway. It is something like start climbing up a mountain, and when you're halfway through, you realize that you're climbing the wrong mountain. Can you switch from one mountain to another? No, you have to come down and start again on the other mountain. So don't do that. Then I told you that now we are going to be on a 6 months journey, which started last month. Today is the second week of the 24 weeks. And by today, end of session, and by the time you do your assignments, you will be now putting your car on the road. Your journey will start today. And next Sunday, I am going to consolidate that by talking about how leaders set and achieve their and their team's goals. And that will be the end of the goal setting session, right? I don't say goal setting, I say goal management, because goal management includes goal setting and goal achievement. And many people only talk of goal setting. There are books on goal setting. There are videos on goal setting. Nobody talks of goal achievement. Setting a goal is not as difficult. Achieving is the main issue. Main is the issue of achieving goals. And that is the tougher part. I just got diverted to the chat box where it says Avanish is going to join in 2 minutes. And that's another point, that you are responsible to ensure that your buddy is also on time. So you have to check up at about 9, 9:30, 10. Hey, are you ready? Have you woken up? You need any help? You need me to wake you up? I'll set an alarm for you, whatever. But please make sure that your buddy is also on time. Okay, right. So here we go further. So we talked of this inside out, you remember? So that is what I said, that we make our inside so strong that then what we deliver to the outside world is strong. Now the assignments. What is your version 2? How many of you have written it? Please raise your hands on your video itself. Raise hands if you have written your version 2.0. So today we must do that. What's your bhag? Have you worked out your bhag? BHAG, we say. Big, audacious, hairy goal. So Subbu is saying yes. Okay, Vijay is also saying yes. I think Avanish also said yes. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Avanish, you shouldn't have come late. You missed out on something. Must be on time. Okay. Then I asked you to go and Google and say, why set goals? Have you done that? How many of you have? For every slide I'm showing you, please raise your hands and say you've done it, not done it. Okay. So I find Vijay Shinde has done it. I don't find anyone else saying that. Yogesh has done it. Okay. Right. Reluctantly, abhi Subbu bhi bol raha hai. Reluctantly.
Sir, I had raised my hand in the start, I guess, and then put it down.
Okay, okay. Why setting goal helps us? Have you studied that? So I am not going to go through this. Smart goals, goals categories. And then I asked you to watch this video on aspirational goals. How many of you watched that? So Subbu, Vijay, 2 of you watched. Yogesh has not watched. You can see later. Okay. And now we are going to start session 2. So let me take a pause here and ask you, how many of you are realizing that that's not been a great start for most of you? Have you realized that? That you started a new journey? It's something like when you get promoted to a new class in school, you get a new bag and you get your new geometry box and you cover your books and you're excited. And then after a few days, you become normal. But you started with normal. You didn't even have that excitement of the new bag and all that. Guys, please awaken yourselves, enlighten yourselves. You embarked on a new journey. And I want you to understand the meaning of embark. I want you to be now in it, engrossed in it, excited about it, because you have some very, very great results to achieve And if you don't put in your 100%, things will not happen no matter what I do. My efforts will be not lacking anyway. And some of you will achieve your goals and some of you will not. Because it depends on how much you are prepared to take action on. I don't mind repeating this any number of times, that success doesn't come from what you learn. It comes from what you do with what you learn. The doing is very important. The action is very important. Many of us keep thinking, we make such lovely plans in our minds, but they never take the shape of an action. Right? So now I want to take another 2 minutes. If anyone can quickly share whatever is coming in your mind right now. Whatever is in your mind, just share. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Just, okay, let everyone take 30 seconds, say, what are you feeling right now? I am feeling, and fill in the blanks. I am feeling, fill in the blanks. Okay, start with you, Vijay. Quickly, I am feeling, and then say what you want to say, 30 seconds.
Yep. Sir, I'm feeling very excited. First, the assessment of the last week was not that great, so it made me realize. However, I'm very excited, and that feeling of maybe we will not only learn but apply is coming to my mind at this point in time.
Thank you. Thank you. Subbu.
So I feel happy that I completed my assignment because I was actually struggling throughout the week to find some time, but I sort of managed to do it because when I saw Yogesh, I think Vijay's or Yogesh's chat, I found motivated to finish it. I'm still struggling to set a routine and force myself to think in the new way, but I feel the assignments are keeping me honest and on track. I still have a way to go, but I look forward to the classes.
Okay, Yogesh.
Yeah, poor start for me. Yes, it was an hectic on a personal front, but poor start to me. A lot of things to cover, but feeling energetic and definitely, start doing that and put things in order from this week. That's what I feel. So the coming week.
Avanish, I am feeling.
I am feeling well, sir. And when I listen to you, I am so excited. I so energetic when interact with you, sir. I
I'm
have
not
completed
really,
after. Sorry?
Avanish, I'm not really happy with that only. You just get excited when you listen to me, and after you listen to me, your excitement goes down and there's no action, you don't get results. So don't get excited only by listening to me. Please get excited with your actions now, more than listening to me. If you're not able to translate whatever you listen to into actions, where it starts giving you your results, it's not going to be a great action, a great use. So let's put everything into good use. So guys, do think about, like I think Yogesh was the one who said it's a poor start. For many of you, it's not as great a start as it should have been because of your whatever feedback I'm seeing, 5 points, 7 points, 8 points. No, you have to get it as close. I should have been at least getting 1 or 2 9s and 10s. Okay, so at least be satisfied that you are giving yourself a big treat, gift. Give yourself a treat. Okay, and get the best out of the time, effort, energy, and money that you have chosen to invest. There were more than 30 people who came on those one-to-one calls. There were at least about 8 more people who were so excited to take the program, and they told me, sir, link bhejo, and they still haven't paid up. They changed their mind. They got into influence by their wives and their friends or whatever. Mat kar, koi fayda nahi hai. Too much of money, you lose your money. They didn't trust themselves. They didn't trust because they took a decision. They didn't trust their own decision. They backed out. You are the ones who took a decision, paid up, came, joined. And after that, if you don't make use of it, then it is not going to be good. Now, I've spent a little more time than I thought I will, because I'm very keen that right in the second week, let's put an amend to those things and let's get started. How many of you are 100% committed to now put in that effort? Please write in the chat box. I said 100, but you write how much committed? 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever. How much are you committed? So Vijay is 100, Yogesh is 100, Subbu is 100. It is on record. Now, if you don't act 100, then I'm going to start giving you electronic slaps. Please be prepared. How many of you are prepared to get electronic slaps? I'll tell you, my slaps will hurt you more than physical slaps. Okay, right. So now let's proceed, and we are now going to catch up some speed. Okay. So today we are going to be talking about goal management. And as I told you, that goal management is goal setting, goal achievement, goal retainment, sustaining those goals, sustaining those results, making it a habit, giving them a shade of permanency, right? So that's what we are going to do today. Now, before we start, I want to tell you, it's not so much about achieving goals. It is more about becoming that person who wants to achieve goals. Becoming that person who says, yes, I have to achieve my goals. You know, if you create an inner self, that inner self who is absolutely determined without any doubts, not even an iota of a doubt, then you are on the right lines. So the first thing you do is intention. Set an intention. Tell the universe, tell your family, tell yourself again and again, I am now on the journey to set goals, right? So what we are going to do is, I want you to understand that intention is the seed that creates the future. You have to be very strong in your inner intention. And intention gives you strength in your subconscious mind, which translated into action gives the conscious mind the will to act and go further, right? Now, what we are going to do is, we are going to go to a breakout room, set an intention. So one is, you're going to first write down yourself, ask yourself, why am I here? And then write down this sentence, and this should go into your game book. Write in your game book, I am here because, and then just give yourself your reasons. Why are you here? Why are you here means, why are you here on this course? Why have you taken this course? Why I invested my time, effort, energy, and money? Why? What made you part with that much of money? That much of time? What do I expect? What do I expect at the end of the 6 months? And how will I get a roti, which is return on time invested? If I want a high return on time invested, how will I do it? So I'm going to send you to the breakout rooms, and you are going to first 2 minutes silence. Just write this. And then in the next 3 minutes, so you're going to go to the breakout room. Time is 5 minutes. First 2 minutes silence, you're just writing down. In the next 3 minutes, you will share and discuss with your team whatever you want to. If there's something you don't want to share, I leave the choice to you. But now you are on a journey with your partners, with your accountability partners, and I suggest that you share as much as you can. If you don't trust each other, you will not get the best out of each other. And you will not get the best out of this program for yourself. So make sure that you establish that trust. So I'm going to stop here and send you to the breakout rooms. Now, Can you quickly tell me who are the in your who are in
Yes,
which team?
sir. Team A, myself, Vijay, Yogesh, and Jyoti. I don't see Jyoti, so probably
So Vijay and
me and
Shinde
Yogesh
are in
for
team
today.
A, and who was there? And Jyoti.
Jyoti, yeah.
So Vijay and Yogesh go in one team. Subbu,
And Amish.
Avanish, and Sudhanshu, because now instead of Bindu, now there's Sudhanshu. So he will join you in your breakout rooms. I'm setting up the rooms. And next time, Sudhanshu, you will be doing that. So I'll explain that to you. Okay. So I have set the rooms, but now, so what is it? Vijay and Yogesh, is that
Yogesh.
right?
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir.
So I have to send him there, and that is done. Okay. So the rooms are open, and please join in. Have the rooms opened or not?
Yes, they have. They have.
Hi, sir.
Jyoti, why are you so late?
So
30
I was not well
No.
since a week.
Huh?
I was not well since a week. I just woke up.
Oh, yeah, I don't. You can wake up at 10:30. You can wake up at 11:30. You can wake up at 11 also. You'll keep giving yourself these excuses. I'm not well. I'm not well. You have to be determined, Jyoti. This is not the way it's going to go. You're going to waste your money. I'm telling you this.
No, won't happen next time.
Yeah, that's what I hear every time. I'm very unhappy about this. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. Now, very quickly, I want, and just in 2 minutes, because we are already getting late now, let me have an idea of Sudhanshu, you can just keep taking, I think my laptop, something is not working properly on that. Just keep taking some screenshots so that we can keep on record, day 2 or session 2, how many people were there, what are they looking like. Jyoti needs to adjust her camera so that her face can be in the center of the screen. Yeah, that's better. Much better now. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, any good sharing. So what I was just saying in one of the rooms, that if you are listening very carefully to others, it's not that you say something and then you don't care what others are saying, thinking, oh, uska goal hai, let them do whatever they want to. No. By listening to others, you may get a spark of an idea that, oh, I can also do this. Or from there, you can get some other idea, so you can add. My suggestion is that when you are writing this, although it is a little more time consuming, either don't write in the game book directly, write on a rough piece of paper in pencil, transfer that to the game book in pencil, and after a week or so, when you find that that is consolidated, then fair it up, and then don't fair it up just in a pen, use sketch pens. So when you do that in colors, you will always remember it better. Okay, colors have their significance. But that is your choice. Some people are not made that way. Whatever way you do, but instead of doing cuttings and all, first do in pencil and then fair it up, because your own ideas will also keep getting refined. Okay. So now quickly, anyone who found something you picked up for somebody else, something that you said, oh, now I have added this. What you have written for yourself, we are not going to ask you. Okay, so quickly, anything you want to share on this?
So I was saying to Sudhanshu that how will I get my roti? So he had put one of the points is we have to be attentive and follow, do the assignments on time. So of course that was at the back of my mind, but that is an important point which I think.
That's a very important point, very important point. So if you give a very strong message to yourself to say that I am not going to miss a single word, I am not going to miss anything. So whatever you hear, whether from me or from your teammates, whatever you hear, it should straightaway go into a filter. And in that filter, the filter element should be, do I need it? Do I not need it? If you need it, it comes down. If you don't need it, it stays there. And then, like what you do with the tea leaves, after the sieve, you got your, what do you call, your colored water below, then you throw the tea leaves away. So what you don't need, don't have to worry, don't waste your brain cells in that. So distill whatever you hear to what is applicable in your life and start building only on that. So no wasting of time on writing everything and anything that anyone's saying. Okay, anyone else? One more share. Anyone wants to share something that happened in the last couple of minutes where you feel that you got an idea or you're going to do something for yourself and can also help others? No one? So let's move forward then. We are short of time as it is, right? So we go to the next thing now, and I want to ask you a question. And the question is, how many of you take selfies? Raise your hands if you ever taken selfies. You all take selfies, no? They both reluctant, don't want to raise their hands once in a while. Now, if you want to, let's say you want to take a selfie, whether you take them or not, what do you need? What do you need for a selfie? Come on, quickly. Yes, I want immediate answer. Why am I waiting?
Mobile,
Mobile, which mobile?
camera mobile.
So you need a smartphone, one with a phone, with a camera. But supposing you had this with you. What up? Nokia 1100. Can you take a selfie with that? Hello?
No.
Yeah, I want quick yes, no. Yeah, we don't have time.
No, sir.
No.
You can't take a selfie with Nokia 1100. So with outdated ideas, with outdated what you were doing all these years that was not working, please change into your next version. People who have graduated now, even our maids and all have smartphones. Okay, because they want to see movies, they want to be on WhatsApp. You can't be on WhatsApp on Nokia. Okay, so therefore what is important is that we need to now bounce forward and not bounce back. We need to bounce forward in the new world that is emerging. And what we need to be understanding is that how will I be the person who's committed to achieve goals? Now you can write down this question in your notes and say, how will you become the person who's committed to achieve the goals? Start going back, going deep into your inner self and saying, how will I achieve my goals? How am I going to be committed? What am I going to do? Now, this was one of your assignments. And because I heard you haven't done it, I want you to take 2 minutes, and then I want you to share what your version 2.0 is. Version 2. That means when you started this program, your version 1. Version 2 is what type of a person you will be at the end of the 24th week. So version 2 is going to be defined as what you are aiming to be on whatever 11th of August or whatever it comes to. Okay, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do this. Let me see if I have a timer of 2 minutes. Okay, time is up.
How to talk so people listen. That's what I'm going to be talking
Anyone
about
wants to
today.
share?
I'm going to give you 3 tips to improve your charisma and 5.
Yeah, who wants to share his or her version 2? Hey, make an attempt, whatever you have written. Yeah, Jyoti, go ahead. I'm happy. I can't hear you. Can others hear her?
Now,
Yeah, now I can hear her. Yeah.
okay. First one is completing things before time rather than leaving it to the last moment. That is my first goal that I want to achieve. Like my version 1 was keeping things up to last moment. In my version 2, I want to become is start
You know what?
complete.
In your version 2, the bullet points should be as specific and short. So, for example, you could say on time or say before time. Okay, just 2 words. They'll remind you. They'll ring a bell. Before time. So that's your bullet 1. What else?
Second is there are always going to be excuses. So in my version 2, goals. mm, have a clear goal is greater than vision. Sorry, goal is greater than excuse. Every time I come across any problem or anything, goal is greater than excuse. That should be my
Goal is
should be
greater than excuse. Very good. I think Jyoti, you're hitting them very well. Yeah.
should
Good.
be should be conquered in my subconscious mind. Third one is determined. Version 1 chalta hai, but with that attitude I can't achieve the goals that I want. So that is something I want to achieve. That determined करना है मतलब करना है. No overthinking on that because I overthink a lot. These are the 3 things.
Very good. I think if you achieve these 3, and I'm happy that you just have 3, 4, 5 bullet points, no more than 5. 5 should be the maximum, otherwise you'll get very lost. Now, Jyoti, one thing I liked about what you said just now, that you're comparing the 2. So you please put this in the chat box for others also. Say version 1, version 2. Okay. And I want this, and I want your version 2 to be nicely written on a colored piece of paper, put on the wall where you have your computer at home, and give us a picture of that. Put a picture in the action lab of your version 2. Now, Jyoti's partners, Avanish and Vijay Shinde, is that right?
It's me.
Are you the
Yogesh.
partners?
So me and
No, sir. Yogesh and Vijay.
Oh, it's Yogesh and Vijay. Okay, sorry, other way around. Okay.
Yeah.
So Yogesh and Vijay, now you are to please help her because she has been on this version 1 for a very long time, and you will help her push herself to version 2. So you will keep reminding her, this is your version 2. How are you forgetting it? So that will help her. Okay. Reminders, warnings, caution, electronic slaps. Okay. Jyoti, you're going to get electronic slaps now. They'll hurt you, I'm telling you. Okay. Right. Anyone else? Anyone else like to share his version? Version 2.
I would like to go.
Go ahead.
My
Anyone.
version. Yeah. So my version 1 is right now. I usually very serious at meetings and at home also. So I would version 2 is laugh a lot sincerely. Second is I have a serious challenge in terms of work-life balance, or I spend very high amount of time at office. So improve my quality time with family member. That's my version 2. And the third thing is today I deliver a lot, but the effectiveness and I take take on a lot of things. So I would like to, in my version 2, leverage my team members and build their capabilities so they start delivering and I effectively, stay only at a high level. So that's my version 2, sir.
So that one or two words you should put in your version 2, empowerment and delegation.
Okay. Got it.
Empower your teams, delegate to your teams. Learn the art of delegation. We are going to cover that in details in time management. When we come to the time management stage, we are going to cover a lot about prioritization, about empowerment, about enlightenment, about all that. So that will come in time management. But till then, put that. Those are empowering words. They are power words which will you use in your version 2. Anyone else quickly? See, now many of you are thinking, should I share my version 2? Will people laugh at it? Is it good enough? And the best is to just say it, because when you say it, somebody will give you some ideas. You will also feel more confident, and you'll also stop hesitating sharing with your friends, because this is a very safe learning environment. None of the people sitting here are your bosses who are going to affect your salaries or promotions. Nothing is happening here. So there's a space to learn. There's a space to make mistakes. In the army, we used to be told, make mistakes now in the training area so that you don't make them in war. In war, it will cost you your life. Here it is costing you nothing. It's a safe, economical learning environment. Nothing to lose. Making mistakes in your work will be costly. Making mistakes here is not a problem. So be open to making mistakes. Okay? You learn a lot. But if you keep quiet, you will not test out your ideas, your confidence. All will go better if you keep sharing. Whatever comes in your mind. Okay. Anyone else? One more person can share. We have time for that. One
Yes,
more
sir, I
person.
can-
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
can-
Yeah,
I
go
want
ahead.
to learn the art of saying no. That's
Okay.
biggest problem for me. And the second one is build consistency in whatever I do. Those are the two things.
Very good. So see if you can bring in one or two more. Normally, I would say 3 to 5. 2 is too small because you will be very narrow in your thing. So unless you think those 2 are so vital that other things don't matter, or other things are already okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so now we'll take a little break here before we go further. We have got Anirudh here. So Anirudh, please come on your camera. Let me introduce him to you. He is the one who's designed our goal gaming book. Now, before he starts with something, let me tell you, you'll also find that I'm outstandingly honest. I am not a person who, who tries to pretend, right? And, people want you should put up an image that, I'm the world's greatest coach and all. No, I'm not. I'm a learner as much as you are. Okay. Only that I learned these things a little earlier than you, or in the race of coming to this world, I won that race. I came earlier than you did. That's it. Okay. So you may be much smarter than me. So what I want to tell you is that I have been having this goal setting book for the last 10 years. And we've been working on this. Now, what Anirudh has done is he's taken the same book which I've given him and he's gamified it. So firstly, this has happened. You know that you were supposed to get it on Monday. You got it on Wednesday because we were still refining it. We went through about 4 or 5 times refinements and you think you're satisfied? No, we are not. So we said, okay, first batch. In the army, you used to say you start a new exercise, you write a new exercise, couple of courses, then it gets matured, which means we have tested it out. It is something like a new model coming on the road. And the manufacturers want a lot of feedback. And then the other models that come out a year or 2 later are much better than the original version. So this game book is also like that. Also, now in my goal management, I'm finding there's a sequence issue. The sequence that I decided for the B2B and the sequence which is given in the workbook. So there will be a little bit of, and I can't shuffle too much. So you will find that something you have learned now, and then again it'll come up and we'll revise it. Maybe in the game book, it comes up. Like, for example, there's a why of setting goals. We are going to cover that today. But in the gaming book, it is on page 27, which is almost in the end. So you will please bear with these little things and also keep giving us your feedback so that we take your feedback as well when we give the workbook or the game book to the next course. Right? So this is my first batch of B2B. This is the first edition of the gaming book. I have done more than 200 leadership programs, but this one designed for mid-career professionals struggling with their careers and bringing it into a small group coaching program is my first program, first batch. Okay. And I put all my innovations into this, and this is going to be it's my flagship program. I find that this is the best program I've ever designed because I put my 17 years of corporate experience into saying, what do corporate people need? So I'm very happy with this program, and I know that I'm going to achieve the results. And the next batch is not coming at this price, by the way. So you will feel happy that you took a good decision. Right? Okay. So over to Anirudh. Anirudh, if you can come on camera so we can all see you. And then just give them a little brief on what you went through, what is your experience, what is the gaming book, how should they make the best use of it?
Greetings, everybody. Please excuse the background because it's 1:40 a.m. in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm freezing at around, I think, -2. But anyway, I'm so super excited that to meet Avinash, Jyoti, Subbu, Sudhanshu, Vijay, and Yogesh. Honestly, guys, it's obviously an incredible privilege to meet you guys virtually over here. My name is Anirudh Sharu, and I've been obsessed with finding out how could principles of game design can be applied in real life to transform, empower, and build momentum to our goals. And that led me to my podcast, which is Gamify Your Life, and that led me to write my first book. It's also called Gamify Your Life, and that's when I met the wonderful Brigadier Sushil, sir, and our collaboration has been incredible. He is an incredible human being. He knows what he's talking about. He can actually get you results that you deserve and desire in these times and spaces, as always enhancing that one gotta constantly invest in oneself. Because if you don't do it, it's a very simple question. If you do not invest your time and effort and especially money into yourself, you could possibly cannot expect anybody else to invest on you. It's as simple as that. You want success, you got to study it. You want wealth, you got to study it, right? So now you're in the process of studying success, which is incredible. So I'll be happy to skim you through the gamified version of this work, but because before that, for just a few moments, I'd like to emphasize, why did I do it, right? Is it to sound cool, or is it to just entice people, or nothing of that sort, honestly? I've realized that there's a missing piece in real life. Real life doesn't give us feedback. Did you notice that? Right? Real life doesn't give us feedback. Real life only gives us feedback when things go astray, like you're inundated and you're overwhelmed, or your health is broken down, you got pushed into midlife crisis, you're thrown out of the job, or your relationships break down. That's when real life gives us feedback, right? Till then, real life doesn't give us feedback, and human brain is wired for feedback. We want to know how we're performing, and that's by understanding that motivation needs to be constant, right? When you attend a program or motivational session or motivational speech, your motivation levels are high, but after 2 to 3 days, they fall steeply, right? And you end up doing nothing on the fourth day. So I realized that how could video games are the only medium that have mastered human motivation. Nothing else was able to master human motivation as much as you video games did. So when I tried applying these principles of gamification in my personal life, that really transformed my routine, my fitness, my health started changing, my finances started changing. And then I told myself, this is incredible. I should get this to people. And that's one of the reasons I believe that Sushil sir's program, which is also gamified, is going to get you the results and help you quantify your progress, and most importantly, have fun achieving your goals, because fun is the key element. Because when you get that dopamine, adrenaline, oxytocin released by your brain every time you earn points or unlock achievements or something like that, because that constantly keep you engaged, enticed, empowered, and uplifted. Right. So let me brief up this workbook, and I'm open for questions. Firstly, in this workbook, the entire workbook is gamified, which means the program itself is gamified. What does that mean? You can earn points for doing things in your real life, and you can track them. And you can unlock achievements. Achievements are certain conditions. If you reach those conditions, you're going to get bonus points, and you're going to have a progress tracker of how far you've come. So this kind of devilish details that the workbook is, believe me, you will never find that in the entire Google, because that is the amount of work Sushil sir has put into making this workbook, and given me inputs enough to gamify it, right? So firstly, you got to earn what are called success points in this journey with Sushil sir, right? So what does it mean to be successful, right? For example, if I tell you you got to read a book, right? What does it mean to gain more knowledge? But what if I tell you that you gain +5 wisdom points if you read a book, but if you finished it in a day, you're going to get +10 wisdom points, and your target is to get +20 wisdom points by the end of this week, right? What is your motivation levels to read multiple books that week? It's going to be high, right? Right. Okay. So, and also it builds excitement, right? And that's precisely what we're trying to do over here. So you earn success points as you progress through the journey, and you also unlock achievements in the journey, right? So keep an eye on achievements and try to meet those conditions. Because you'll be getting bonus success points. The target to win this whole program is to earn 3,000 success points. But you got to be brutally honest to yourself, because you got to earn them. You got to be honest, right? Because there is no authority, there is no automated body. This is not a digital video game where that gives you points. You got to assign points for yourself, which means you got to be honest. But if you beat this game, you're actually overachieving in your real life. So believe me, you can literally quantify success. So
just one minute.
Yeah.
I want to make that into 4,000 points for reasons that one, I expect these to be people to be extraordinary people and not ordinary people. Number one. Number two, I'm going to add a few more points as we go along. Like today also I've written somewhere, if you do this, give yourself 5 points. So those 1,000 points I will take in my kitty as additional to what Anirudh has given in the game book. So when I will tell you, okay, you do this today and you get 5 points. Now those are out of my 1,000 points. So make your target from 3,000 to 4,000, which means that if I give you 1,000, you may be able to get 600, 700, 800. So let's have enlarge the scope of the game. And we'll see how it works, and then we'll give a feedback to Anirudh so that he can build it up in the next version.
Incredible. So basically, in a sense, Sushil sir doesn't want you to succeed.
Oh my
I know
God.
it's shocking. He doesn't want you to succeed. He wants you to over succeed. He wants you to be an overachiever. right? So that's incredible. Okay, so that made the game a lot more challenging. But are we ready for the challenge, right? Are you ready to take up this game? Say yes, or just type in me. Who wants to win the game?
Who wants to
Or
overachieve? Come on, come on. Who wants to
who wants to
overachieve?
overachieve?
Me.
Me.
Very good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, cool. All right. So firstly, if you, I'm assuming that all the participants, by the way, you're not participants. For me, you're players, and that makes me a game master. So basically, you're commanders. So all you commanders have the workbook open in front of you, yes? Okay, great, fantastic. Okay, so if you go to page number,
You want me to share show them on the screen?
setting, Intel is basically intelligence. You're getting some secret intelligence. So you have this AI character who is going to tell you what's going to happen in the game. At the end of the day, you're actually this character, this lady character, right? It's not basically, but basically define your vision. Define your vision. Your vision for your success is your headgear, and your goal is your armor. Your mission is your communication. Your skills, your resources are your toolbox. Okay, so so if you do all this, if you write them down, at the bottom you'll find a green circle. You got to check that in order to claim 100 success points. So after whatever you do in that page, at the bottom of the page, you got to check that green circle in order to claim the number of points that's beside that green circle. That makes sense? Right? That makes sense? Awesome. Cool. And I highly recommend that you take a color printout of this workbook because it looks gorgeous. So basically, there's a progress bar at the end. Now, if you go to page number 5, it's 50 success points just for reading it. Just for reading, you read that page, you check that mark, you get plus 50 success points, and so on and so forth. Let's say page number 6, you are expected to read and write and fill in those sections. And just for filling those sections, you get plus 50 success points.
Okay, just
And
1 minute here. Please make a note somewhere in this green box on page 6. Are you able to see my screen as well?
Yes.
Okay. So I want you to make it to 6 instead of 3. There's written 3, but you will have to write 6. Okay. In the next 6 months. Sorry. Okay. Break this down into 3 smaller targets that you can reach in the next 6 months. Okay. It's okay. Then you can put 3 targets. I was only worried about the 6 months that has been corrected. Yeah. Okay.
so basically, it's
Can't hear you, Anirudh.
am I
Your voice is
audible?
breaking.
Yeah, now you are.
Okay, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. All right, cool. So basically that's it. Every single page you read the content, you write, and then you do stuff in your real life, get back, check that green mark at the bottom, you get those points. But these achievements, how they work is when you get to that achievement, you can get bonus points without even checking. You don't have to check. If you get that achievement, you earn that achievement, which is incredible. For example, in page number 7, just because you finished all the 6 pages, all the tasks in 6 pages, and you reached the 7th page, you earn that achievement because that achievement is going to give you plus 100 success points. So plus 100 success points and plus 50 success points at the bottom of page 7, which means 150 success points from that page alone. Okay, so by the time, if you reach page 7, you're 25% done in your journey. But there's a lot more. The progress bar is at the bottom, and that's pretty much it. You do the tasks and keep getting success points. But there's a section, I believe, at the end of the book, which is I'm sorry, I'm talking low because everybody's sleeping. I think. Oh, please go to page number 24. Page number 24. If you go to page number 24, you will find the section called some gems you've picked up. So I want you to write down 5 major 3-line things that you've learned in this due course with Sushil sir that is practically applied to you, right? And then you get like 200 success points. In a sense, at the end, in page number 26, you only check you got to write down the notes, and only if you write down the notes can you earn plus 200 success points. Remember, to claim those success points, you got to write and do stuff what is expected of you. And that's pretty much it. But okay, the last page, page number 20, sorry, 29, last but one page. Page number 29, there are no success points, but these success points will be assigned by Sushil sir. So at each stage, he will precisely tell you what you need to do in that particular stage, and he will tell you how many success points you can earn. And if you get those success points, you'll be assigned those success points. So surely win condition is 4,000 success points, which is pretty challenging, but it's doable. And it's at the end of the day, it's a game and everybody is up for the game. And by the way, I'm a video game designer. I've been making games for almost a decade now. And I'm obsessed with your success. Your success is my passion. I'm open for questions.
Okay, we are running late on time. So any quick questions? Guys, I want you a good, your interactions are very slow. When you say question, then you think for 10 minutes. So if you have a question or there's no question, we'll go forward. Yeah. Jyoti was going to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Jyoti. Yeah.
I have a question, right? So, hi, Anirudh. So, see, our subconscious mind is programmed with certain habits. Even though how hard we try, we can't change certain habits. Even if we assign some particular points to it, like how do you overcome that? I want to know. For suppose I'll give you one thing. Suppose I'll give you an example: procrastination, right? So to overcome how do you make up your mind to do that? How do you determine your mind to do that? You're not audible. Is it me?
Oh, sorry. I was muted. Firstly, thank you for the question. Hi, Jyoti. See, before I answer that question, I want to tell you one thing. I want to tell everybody one thing, because I've been studying success for almost a couple of years now, and I've been coaching people, entrepreneurs to succeed, to help them succeed through gamification. And one of the key things is this one takeaway that I can give you. And
Can't hear you.
success always follows speed. You do not generate speed, you cannot succeed. So you got to focus on generating speed. Now, coming to your question. So if I understand your question right, how do you overcome procrastination? How do you program your mind? How do you determine, even if you have these assigned points to the task? So firstly, Do you play games, Jyoti? You
I
do.
do.
What sort of games, if I can just know?
Multiplayer games like I like Bike City, or the puzzles. I like puzzles, solving puzzles or words. Yeah,
Super. How frequently do you play them? How many days per week?
one or two days, like on weekends if I get time.
Okay. So can I assume that you play 1 hour every week?
Yeah, 1 or 2 hour every week.
Okay. And you since when have you started playing games?
I think when I was 3.
Okay, great. So
First
have you
month played
ever
Road Rash.
have you ever got paid for playing games?
No.
Right. But why are we so engrossed in a video game? We don't get paid. We don't get any food. There is no real life incentive. But what engages us subconsciously is the feedback mechanism that creates an internal challenge. And that's precisely what's missing in our real life, because real life doesn't give us feedback. But this is basically a feedback mechanism, right? It's precisely telling you that you do this, you're going to get this, and this is how far you've come. And real life doesn't give that. And what happens is that, and procrastination happens because there is no feedback, right? There is no incentive for anything that you do or you don't do. Here, there is an incentive for doing it, and there is, you miss out on certain things when you don't do it. For instance, there are no lose condition, but then Sushil sir obviously will be tracking, will also be helping you track your points, right? So what happens is that you're programming your mind with precise clarity, because mind likes numbers and feedback. Why is human brain wired for feedback? Because we want to know how we're performing in relationships, in food, in health, in career. We always want to know, what do people think of me, or what does life thinks of me, right? Life is a consciousness. What does it think of me? And gamification precisely help you do that. If you can quantify something, remember one thing, it's very simple. I'm gonna tell you a logic, something that's very rational. Whatever is quantified gets improved. Whatever, I repeat, whatever gets quantified gets improved. If you track something, it improves. You track your finances, they will improve. You track your health, it will improve. Track your fitness, it will improve. Track your success, you know the answer.
Okay, we are short of time, so I think we will not be able to take more questions.
So just one question.
And if there are quick questions, then I
Sushil,
want
sir.
very quick answers,
Yeah,
because
sure.
we have
Question. Yeah, I see maybe page number 30 of our gaming book, 30-day success
Yeah.
point tracker. So
Yeah.
since we have started
I will
journey,
explain
Sushil
that.
sir
I'll
and
explain to you, Vijay.
Okay.
That I'll explain to you when I come to you, because that was not included. I got it included on the last day, and I'll explain
Okay.
that to you when we go.
Okay, thank you. And maybe Sushil, if you allow, because I don't play game, when you ask that particular question to Jyoti, so like a mid-career guy, if there are any games you could suggest us for, just maybe for our improvement, and maybe
That is a good one.
motivate our teams or something.
That is a good one, Anirudh. If you can suggest some games which are, which also can help career building or success, which can be for this category of people, as a leisure, that they could do it in as a hobby time, and yet it is giving them some type of psychological, or they're trying to understand how that feedback mechanism can be used for career also.
So honestly, I'm making the games like that. So I'll be more than glad to share. I'm making a game called Questica, where you can plug in your goals and it'll track your success, but that takes time. But otherwise, I would actually refer a game that will build your strategy skills in such a way that you can apply those strategy in your real life too. Will that be helpful? But
Great.
that's an entertainment game. It's an entertainment game, but it's a really, really good game. I want you to download this game called Kingdom Rush.
Kingdom Rush.
Yes.
Okay.
Download and play the game. I would love to know if you beat the game, because you can shake hands with me if you beat the game, because I did it. It's basically a
great.
tower defense game. It's a tower defense game. You gotta stop enemies from entering the tower. But if you can beat the game, it's awesome, because it needs a lot of strategy, because that'll help you think strategically about the game, and that strategic thinking also helps you in your real life.
Thank you. Awesome.
Okay, thank you, Anirudh, for your time. And I know at midnight you're doing this for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just
Thank you,
woke up
Anirudh.
just because Sushil sir requested, and I woke up at 1 o'clock.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anirudh.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
See you, everyone.
Hope you can go back to sleep now. Bye.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, that was a little impromptu. Not that I had planned for it, is not catered for in my time plan also. As also, we have got late. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have one part of this session today be merged with, because tomorrow, next session as it is was going to be a short session. So I'll merge half of this session with that session, and we'll close with goals next Sunday, right? So let's quickly now go through the rest of the thing. And okay, so now we have done the version 2. Now the next thing I want to tell you is about the process that we are going to follow. Now this is basically a deep-rooted subconscious mind function I'm talking about, that the 3-step process that we follow is that firstly we start with why. Now this is what Simon Sinek has gone very strongly to suggest. There's a video which is viral on YouTube called The Golden Circle. If you have not watched it, please do that. There's also a book called Start With Why. And that'll give you the sense, but what it means is that most people start with how to become a millionaire, and then you say, no, I can't become, and the matter finishes. But why should I become a billionaire? If that is very strong, then what and how are easy to figure out. So why? First you ask yourself, why do you want to do it? Then you say, what is involved in doing it? And then it is how I'm going to do it. Why is primarily the function of the heart, where if it comes from your heart, you're very passionate about doing it, then you start with that, because your why becomes clear. What is a function of mind, where now you analyze and say, is it worth it? It's not worth it. How much of effort will go in it? What are the results we'll get, and all that. And how is the function of the limbs? How am I going to actually do it, right? So this is a 3-step process. Now we have to understand the why of goals. Why do we want to go? So this why of goals, I told you, will come back later in the workbook on page 27. But we go 7 levels down. So I will do this exercise when we reach a little later. But just to give you an idea, and want you to start thinking about it. And then when you have thought about it, and when you are we have gone through the exercise after next Sunday, you will be asked to fill the page 27 of your game book with this. Why do you want this goal? So you take any one goal. Let's say I want to write a book. So I ask you, why do you want to write a book? What does it give you? Then you say, it gives me credibility. But why do you want credibility? What does credibility give you? So you say credibility gives me authority, gives me more clients. Okay, but why do you want more clients? What will more clients give you? Okay, and so on. You have to go 7 levels down till you get something when your heart says, I can't do without it. I have to do it. There's no compromise. There's no negotiation. then this exercise makes you go deep into your subconscious mind and work out why you want to do it. If that why is strong, then your motivation, then like what Jyoti was saying, you will not procrastinate, you will not leave it because you'll get excited, it won't let you sleep. You'll jump out of the bed because you got something to do to achieve that goal, right? So this we will do later. Just for now, I just understand the process. Now we are talking about what's your be hairy, audacious goal. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I only want you that. How many of you have done this in your homework, in your assignments? How many of you have done it? Who can take 2 minutes to tell me what did you understand of the BHAG? Anyone, quickly. Just take the mic. See, when I ask a question, jump. I want to see who answers first. Don't wait to be invited.
So what I think from a bug is something I really wanted to achieve for a long time, and which always seemed very far, I mean, not achievable, or I got somewhat lost in the way thinking that it's already too late or something like that. And
Exactly. Something that you thought is very difficult, something you have wishful thinking, ho jata to bada acha tha, but I don't think I can do it. I'm not Elon Musk and I'm not Jack Canfield. I'm not Tony Robbins. They're the ones who can do it. I can't do it. Okay. So I'm not. I'm not Dhirubhai Ambani. He could from zero become so rich. I don't think I can do it. Those type of things. Yeah. Anyone else? Come on quickly, yaar. Why you have your hands up and your mouths don't open? Quick. Again, there's a gap.
So those are audacious, which will, in my case, I said beyond my ability right now. Even I think about getting all the resources. So that's
absolutely
one piece which I attached it.
Yeah. So you may say, I don't have that, but can't you acquire it? If you can't do that, can you do something else? I can't do this, but can I do this? Something closer, something. Can you break down that problem? Can you break down that entire thing into smaller parts? And if you can't achieve the entire thing, can you achieve part of it? And the moment you do a part of it, you get encouraged to do the rest of it also. Okay. Right. Let's go ahead. So we'll just cover a few more aspects of the Bhag. One is it's a clear and compelling. It should be compelling. It should be coming from your mind to say, I have to do it, come what may. Now, it's normally, most of the things on internet will tell you how BHAGs are made for an organization. But you'll have to specifically go and say personal BHAG, which means in your personal goals, how do you use BHAG to strive and achieve your goals? So this is something from Bill Gates, which I really love, which he says most people overestimate what they'll do in 1 year. You tell them you'll do it, yeah, I'll do it in 1 year. But when it comes to 10 years, they underestimate. Why? Because they can't visualize 10 years properly. They don't realize the power they have to be able to achieve things in 10 years. So be conscious of the fact that are you overestimating what you're going to do in 1 year and underestimating what you'll do in the next 10 years. Okay. Now, key attributes of a good Bhag. Okay. One is passion. What are you good at? What do you love doing? That's very important. The second is it has to be a financial driver because it's your career involved there. You want money. So how does that goal, which you are very passionate about, give you the type of money you want? And how does it make you the best in that field? Okay. Now this has also been covered in one of my talks on Zindagi Unplugged. So I don't remember, but maybe I can give you. I'll give you the reference if I can. Otherwise, go and look for it in Zindagi Unplugged, and you'll be able to get a little more detail of what I'm saying here. So what happens is that if you have a good Bhag, It inspires you, it motivates you. Okay. It may not be easy, but you realize that it is possible. Make it realistic, not bravado, which means don't make it like a fairy tale. Don't make something that you know that you're not going to be able to do. And if you want to climb Mount Everest and you think that may be difficult, at least aim at going to the base camp. So at least you know that, okay, I've done this. Now I can think of the next step, because you cannot climb Mount Everest without going to the base camp. So at least do one step of it. Okay. It should be aligned with your organization or your business strategy. So all of you are either a part of a business or part of a organization. Now, if your personal, your professional goals, which we are going to be talking about, are not aligned with your organization or business strategy, then they will not be able to, you'll not be able to achieve success. You have to be consistent. We keep talking about it over and over again. And you share it. That is why we have accountability partners. When you own this, you own the goal and you share it with your accountability partner, it's easier to achieve it. Right? So just another way of saying what I said just now. What are you deeply passionate about? What drives your economic engine? What can you be the best in the world at? Okay. You can set a crazy goal once and actually committed to it for decades. So that's what some people have done in life. I remember John F. Kennedy on 25th May 1961, he said in a very famous speech, he said, I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. Just one line he gave, and then the whole country worked on it. Okay. Now, at that point of time, can you visualize that in 1961, to think of a man going on the moon was a real BHAG, because it was almost considered impossible. There was no science existing at that point of time. They had to start from scratch. And there's a lot of history behind all this if you're going to see how it happened. So I want you to take 2 minutes now. 2 minutes, and please, when I said 2 minutes, I don't want to send you to breakout rooms this time. Write down your 1 to 3 BHAGs. 1 or 2, maximum 3. What is your dream? And then from that BHAG that you have made, write down your 3 to 5 years long-term goals. I normally like to recommend only 3 years, not even 5 years in this post-COVID environment, right? And then after that, I want you to put all that you have said today on these things in your game book, but put it in pencil as of now, because as we go along, you will refine it. So your 2 minutes starts now. I'll put the timer on again. Okay, time up. Time up. Anyone likes to share quickly? The moment I say, can somebody share, I don't want more than 2 seconds for somebody to jump in. Rather than waiting, because then that is a big waste of time.
I can share, sir.
Anyone?
Yeah, I
If
can
nobody
share.
comes in the next 10 seconds, I'm going ahead. That means because you lose out if you don't share.
I can share.
I also want to say here that the 2 minutes may be just to initiate an action. It may not be good enough. So therefore, that's why I say that now in your assignments, you will go and do this more deliberately. So this time you're only going to have one assignment. That's it. And that is to revise everything what we are saying and put it. This week's aim is going to be on all the exercise that you are doing today, whether it was writing your version 2, refine that. Your big hack, refine that. Okay. I want you to put all that in your game book. All that. I also want each one of you as one assignment which is separate, which is required for the inner discovery when we make your profiles on extended disk. Send me. You can put it in the action lab because it's good for everyone to know. Write down one paragraph or whatever way you want to write your profile. Your profile. How many years service? What is your background, educational background? How many years of work experience? What companies you have worked for? Profile, your professional profile. The more details you write, the better it will be for your extended disk exercise to be done very well, which is your inner self-discovery exercise. Right? Okay. Now, in the chat box, I have given the link of a blog post which gives you some very good hacks that people have made. They are both, like what it is for Bill Gates, what it is for for John F. Kennedy. They were a mix of personal and organizational hacks. They decided for themselves, but they, as a head of the organization, they decided for the company as well. Okay. So I want you to go through this blog post and understand. You'll get a little clearer idea of what a B hack is. Let's move forward then. Where are we? Yeah, here we are. So now I think I have covered this in the last time. I'm not sure, but even if I have, this needs a little repetition. Now we start with our goals with the end in mind. That means, what do I want to achieve? So now please understand very, very clearly. I want you to be happy having your ears wide open, and you can do this exercise, please. Just pull your ears outside, and that is telling your ears, please listen carefully. Okay. Here, I want you to start visualizing the end of your 6 months. I'm very keen, both as an exercise as well as our immediate aim. Where do I want to see myself at the end of this 6 months, this 24 weeks, so that I'll know where you want to reach, and all of us put together help you reach where you want to reach at the end of 6 months. So whatever you want, if you put that vision of what I want after 6 months very clearly, then go back in your vision and say, this is where you are at present. If you are here, then what all do you need to do in these 6 months to reach here? And from there, you're going to project it for the future. How are you going to be in August 2022? Be ready to now plan 1 year ahead of you. If you do this sincerely, guys, I'm telling you, there is no way. There is just no way that you will not be successful. You need to be very clear of what I want after 6 months. You want to be then working very, very clearly on your phases, on your small portions. And then if you begin with the end in mind, move backwards from the vision to the present, and then move step by step towards the vision. That is the way of it. Now, some fundamentals of goal setting. First thing, I love this quote by Abdul Kalam. He said, to succeed in your mission, you must have a single-minded devotion to your goal. Single-minded devotion means focused and onto your goal. So your focus is to be very important. Now, why do we set goals? This is a part of your homework. You should have done it. I told you I'm not going to go into details, but just to refresh your mind, here it is. It gives you long-term vision. It gives you focus on what you want to achieve. Setting goals helps you to lead to short-term motivation or inspiration, helps prioritize work, organize time and resources, helps you get most of your life, and results in getting sense of achievement, leading to sense of fulfillment and happiness in life. The normal categories we use are professional, personal, family, health, and finance. We are going to do each one of them, but we are going to remain focused on professional goals for this program. Now we talk of SMART goals, which are there all over, and I'm going to talk of SMARTer. So all your goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. And the ER that we have attached is evaluate your goals, you evaluate your progress, for which we have given you this gaming book, and reward the rewards in the gaming book, the rewards in your celebration of your success. Whenever you succeed in something, celebrate. I want you to remember the 6 P's of goal setting. And SIGI is set it, get it. That's the name of my program. So what the 6 P's are, and please remember them: proper, prior, planning, prevents poor performances. There's one sentence with all 6 P's. Proper, prior, planning, prevents poor performances, which means one is proper, which means that you are focused, you know what you are saying. Prior, which is you don't go along, you think ahead and plan before a situation comes, like what Jyoti was talking about her version 1 and 2, that instead of doing everything at the last minute, you do prior planning. Okay. If you do that, it prevents, not that you have a poor performance and then you start improving on it, it prevents poor performances. I hope you found some sense in that. Now, what we are going to do is, I've already given you this in your assignments. And the way I have seen the success, I was wanting to go through an exercise and say, revise your pages 1 to 15 now, but I am not going to do this. I'm going to leave it to you for 1 more week so that you can catch up on this. Go through pages 1 to 15 very well, but don't give yourself points as yet, because the point system will start next week. So as of now, you're not giving yourself points. Points will come up later. So this is going to be one of your assignments again. Rather, revise your assignment. You already done it. Now, the steps in goal setting, right? Now, this is what I'm going to leave you today with, where we are going to take on from here next week. Okay. So I want you, this dream is your BHAG also. Okay. Then we are going to learn about mission and vision. I'm not going to teach these. You have to please understand. I may just revise it or maybe giving you a glimpse of it next week. What is a mission? What is a vision? What are long-term goals? And I say I prefer 3 to 5 years. Think of 3 years and then come to your yearly goals. And for me, the focus is yearly goals. Particularly in COVID environment, Anything beyond a year is difficult to imagine what will happen. From there, we come to actually half-yearly goals, then quarterly goals, then monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals, and finally the rituals. You need to discipline yourself. So this is what I want you to read, prepare, and come for. And next session will start with this, where then I will go through a little deep part of it. So then this also I'll cover next week. This also I'll cover next week. So you'll get an idea what we are doing. This also will be covered next week. And ultimately, I want to leave you with an idea that you must, after all, we came to this planet to be happy. That's the ultimate. So all the goals that you make, you have to acid test is, how is that going to make my life happy? Got my point? So that is where I'll end today. So the half an hour that we gave to Anirudh is the half an hour that we are postponing to next week. In a way, it'll do us good, because then whatever you are going to do in your assignments now is going to be revised next week, consolidated. Next week, I want you to write your goals. So understand one thing very clearly. From all that you have read, from all that you have heard, from all the assignments you have done, from all the references I've given you, you should be now you should be ready with your yearly and your quarterly and monthly goals. Right up to your monthly goals for your 6 months. From now onwards, we are not talking of your life's goals. We are only talking of your 6 months goals for this program. By next Sunday, when you come, you should have written them. Next Sunday, in the session, we are only refining. We are only refining. If you start writing next Sunday, it will be difficult. I'm not going to ask you to write them. I'm going to ask you to discuss. And in that discussion, you can keep polishing yours. When the discussion goes on and your buddy is saying something, he says something which gives you an idea. Sometimes a person has not said anything, but from what he says, some idea triggered in your mind about your goals, you can keep refining them. Then next week's goals, your assignments, is just to refine and put your goals, and that's done. And the next week we go for inner self-discovery. So next week, next session is the last session on goal management. Is that right? Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? We have only 1 minute for questions now. Otherwise, the questions in the action lab continue. Okay. Quickly in the chat box on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you find, what did you learn from this session? And on a scale of 1 to 10, where was it? 1, if you didn't learn anything, 10, if you learned a lot. If you really mean it and you're not just writing 10, I'm very happy, because if that means if you are really understanding and you are really going to apply this, then when you write 10, it's very good. Jyoti, I'm looking at a figure 1 to 10. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay, all 5 have come. Okay. Thank you. See you next Sunday. But before that, we continue with our daily affirmations. Try to do them before 10 o'clock and make them a habit. And once you make it a habit, you will find, and I'm going to ask you after some time, if it is really, anyone who wants to say something about whether the daily affirmations, has anyone seen the effect of it? Although it's too early, it takes a little time for you to start getting the effect of it. But does it make you feel good when you say the affirmation?
Yes, sir. It makes us
It
on a
does.
great start.
Yes, it is, sir.
Sorry, I think my
I want to
volume.
take you
was-
backstage to a speech that I delivered this year.
Sorry,
And what
just
you're going
one
to see
second,
is you're going to
just one
see me
second.
behind, the major set.
Okay. Sorry.
So we
Yeah,
are
can
saying
you-
it feels good. Yeah, it feels good to start with that, something which is very positive. So thanks. That practice is very good.
Okay. I also want to know from you, how many of you, and be honest about it, also listen to the other 4 people's affirmations?
Yes, sir, I listen to other whenever they post it.
Please do that. See, what happens is, really speaking on WhatsApp, you just put it on, one finishes, the other one starts automatically,
Yeah.
because it is not more than 10 seconds. Everyone's, you need 1 minute to listen to everyone.
Yeah.
But when you
that's-
hear it in different voices, and there is an impact that saying and listening both magnifies the impact.
Yeah, and Avnish is very good at that, sir. Avnish records it a very impactful way.
Very good. Okay, good. Sudhanshu, anything from you?
No, sir. This is, I've tried to capture some of the notes that you've said, and in the meanwhile, I also, like the energy and the participation speed is a little slow. I think people are just getting warmed up. This is just second.
I
session.
want participation should be like I should say, okay, one at a time. But here I have to push you.
Yeah.
अभी जो हमारी जो गाड़ी है वो धक्का start है. So please let your ignition system be.
And let it be
repaired.
automatic transmission. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Okay.
the only thing that needs to improve. Otherwise, I think it's going well. And I think that the interjection from Anirudh today was also quite useful. I think it gave a different level of understanding.
You all should be lucky, at least. You see, I've never seen any gamified notebook ever earlier. So it's a new thing, and I think it's going to create some excitement, and it's going to be better than just doing the normal one, this for sure. How much better, we don't know, because we still have to try it out. But it's certainly going to be better than just normal one where you kept writing and there was no feedback. I mean, I know that people never used to do even 10 to 20% of what is given there. So now there'll be some reason to do it. Okay, thank you so much and see you next Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, everybody. See you again
Bye.
next Sunday.